But I have to say, guys, we watched the game to be entertained. And I don't know if there's a better entertainer in world football over the last 10 years in terms of just entertainment and seeing moments that just dazzle you than from a guy called Mr. Neymar.
Yeah.
And he came on the pitch today, and if we could have been there to witness the reaction of the crowd.
The crowd sounded huge when he came on. It sounded incredible.
Almost as loud as the studio in here today.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah. But the game... But you know what? We watched the game. We all genuinely watched the game for superstars and for guys like this. And listen, there are some superstars. There's a handful of superstars, genuine superstars at this tournament. He is undoubtedly one of those guys, and he will give us a moment or two, hopefully more, that you go, you know what? There aren't many, if any, that can do some of the things he can do with the ball.
But then, and I agree with you on his status as a presence, as a profile. Is he the same player that we've watched in previous World Cups? And he's been playing in, like, respectfully, not the most competitive league. His personal life, I think he likes going out, he likes having a good time. Do you, like, and it was really touch and go. It was touch and go whether he was going to make this squad. Yeah. You think there's a chance, that he can still create a magical moment?
Neymar and Diogo Benito go side by side. This guy is, he's a different species. Yeah. And no matter what his lifestyle's like, I don't even know what his lifestyle's like, but it's rumoured to be not as professional maybe as someone's. I don't necessarily believe that. I don't know enough to make that statement. But people assume that about him because the way he just carries himself in a very kind of carefree way. That's what adds to the mystique about him. Sure. And I love him. And I think he's like Ronaldinho. Then you've got Neymar. This kid is the guy that makes you dream about. And he does things on a football pitch that I actually even think, listen, maybe not now. He's not the level that he was maybe. Sure. But I think in his prime, not even Cristiano, not even Messi.
Really?
In certain things that he could do with a ball, those guys couldn't do either. I'm not saying he's better than those guys, because he's not.
But he could do certain traits
that you go, those guys couldn't do that either.
I really hope he does bring one of those moments.
That would be amazing. I mean, he does things, you guys know soccer well. I'm sort of newer to the sport, but he does things that I'm like, oh, that's like amazing. That's like only one guy can do that. Yeah. I shot a thing with a bunch of 8-year-old soccer players because that was the last time I competitively played soccer for this show. And when I got there, these are 8-year-olds. Their favorite player is still Neymar Jr. Yeah. You know what I mean? He hasn't been like at the top of his powers for years and years and years. And still, I'm like, who's your favorite player? And they're all like, you know, doing like the Neymar dance and everything. He still resonates more than anyone else. Like, why is that?
He's one of the guys there's a saying that we have in football, the streets won't forget.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys that the streets will never forget.
You know what the streets won't forget?
McKenna gets deep enough, quick enough to then make the pass. I don't think the midfield offer, we're only talking 5-6 minutes in. There's so many things we could analyse in that. And early on in the game, you really don't have room. You don't have time in a World Cup game against a team like Morocco, who were at the semi-finals last time, against a team like Brazil, who've won it more times than anyone else. You don't get the first 5-10 minutes to ease your way in. And I think that is maybe where, in this competition, in the next level, these teams are able to just turn that dial and say, let's really put them under pressure. Because we're playing Scotland, we know they're disciplined, we know they'll work hard, you know, they do the prep and know that's what they're going to get from us. But the one thing they might know is, let's play at a level they're maybe not used to. Let's really get in, let's really try and Brazil didn't do that right in the first pass, but they baited us in and then jumped. And
it's hard for Scotty as well, because Scotty's not played any games.
Yeah.
And Scotty's came straight in, and that press, he's probably thinking, I'm in first touch, not too bad. Now can I relax and take the calmness out of the game? And just naturally, that tempo just steps up. And I thought Brazil was able to change the tempo when they wanted to. And they went through the gears, and especially just before the end of half-time, there was some fluent football played. The wingers in around the corner into strikers' feet, and the wingers naturally following on. And the amount of times they broke our backline was incredible. But that's what top-quality players can do to you. They can hurt you if you switch off for that 1 second.
Lucas, obviously the emphasis is in Scotland in particular is going to be on the mistakes that they made. Just let's put this into context, though. I mean, you said before this game, Brazil not in their stride yet. James said even after this game, Brazil's still not at their levels yet that they'll want to achieve as the competition goes on. But where do you think they are?
I think it was a very good performance overall. I think, from Brazil. I think, you know, we can mention Vini Jr., we can mention Matheus Cunha, but don't forget about Alisson, made a couple of saves. So I think Neymar having some game time, Casemiro looking more comfortable, Bruno Guimarães that we mentioned a little bit before, that, you know, showing a little bit more offensive threat. So I think overall for Brazil, it was really good. Of course, it forced Scotland to make mistakes. I think setting the trap, you know, to recover that ball in the moment and the area of the pitch that was really dangerous. So I think, of course, Scotland side really disappointed, made mistakes, but I think for Brazil, they will look that game and analyze and be really happy that the way, especially they pressed, you know, and the way they created chances. I think it was a very good performance for the last game of the groups. So let's hope now they keep improving and keep gaining more confidence during the tournament.
It could have been even better for Brazil because they had a goal disallowed, which I'm not sure there's anybody sitting here can really make a strong case. But I mean, look, I think you made the strongest case, Rachel, which is that there is contact.
There is.
But not just yet.
I think when you look at this again, though, we're not doing enough around Henry to be a pass. And in the end, he tries to dribble, he should buy himself more time to think, surely if I dribble, there might be an option come up. And there isn't. So you end up thinking, I need to lend this. So he gives it to Ferguson. He doesn't, really short pass, doesn't have a chance to make another movement. And then he gets himself stuck. And, you know, he's really in trouble when he then lets the ball through his body. This moment here, Vinicius Jr.'s on him. You see there's contact on the leg just before he plays the ball. And, you know, that's why he's given us a foul. When you see it real time, though, you really see the position Jack Henry's in. He's caught, and it's not totally his fault, but he's trying to solve the situation by dribbling, trying to find a pass. And that's, again, an area, us in possession, I think it at times tonight was dangerous for us.
And issues, again, defensively for the second goal that was allowed, Scott?
Yeah, definitely. Look, it's always hard playing against a top quality team, but you're going to see how quick they just move the ball. Like the speed of their attack in, back in, see the movement off there. That's what I was talking about earlier on. And like, that's us trying to play out of pressure yet again. We get caught, and then look, the ball's fantastic, but looking at the defensive line, we're okay. Angus has got his bearings completely wrong here, and like, Patterson's inside just takes his eye off him for 1 second and look at Vinicius' movement, unbelievable. He's in front of him, checks off, and that's what all good wingers, strikers do. We always talk about Ronaldo's movement in the box, how well that is. Take nothing for granted. That's fantastic movement, but it's a great ball in the box as well, what you were saying, Lucas.
Yes, it was a great ball from Bruno, also a counter-pressing from Matheus Cunha, and it's a great header. So I think, of course, when you score 3 goals, you always mention the offensive side. But let's not forget, I think, the way that Brazil pressed, and they pressed really well today.
Yeah, and you thought Matheus Cunha, look, this is Vinicius Jr. moving on to 4 goals. This race for the Golden Boot is going to be really interesting. There's already been 4 for Haaland and Mbappe. Messi's, 5 goals in a couple of games already. He's decided this is one last dance for him, and he's not going out, without making a huge fuss about it. So this race for the Golden Boot is going to be really exciting to watch. And then, as you said earlier, you wanted to highlight the work of Matheus Cunha and what he contributed. He also then managed to go on and get his goal as his reward.
Yes, award that he deserved. I think the work he put in today was incredible. He made it easier for Ryan and Vinicius Jr., dropping that little pockets and linking, the midfield to the front players. So it's a great pass from Casemiro to Bruno Guimarães, and Cunha believes that he can get the ball, and a great awareness from Bruno, and his one finish. So well-deserved award and a great goal from Matheus.